G'day my friends, Marty here from Marty's Garden with another secret plant from the West. Yes, Kang. Maybe you do or maybe you don't know about it, but watch the video guys, because this is one of those plants that you want to have at your place. If you're hearing that hissing sound, it's raining, and Kang is a water spinach plant. So I've got some Kang water spinach growing here. I've actually had it in my garden for a couple of years now. I was growing it before I moved to the mid-north coast. I was pretty much trialling it at the beginning stages there, because I'm very interested in Asian greens, the tropicals, for growing them in Australia in the heat, because it just gets so hot here in summer, and the hotter it gets, these guys just love it, as long as you keep the water up to them. And the beautiful thing about Kang is it's such a fast grower, and it's really hardy, and it tastes pretty good. It's quite nutritious, and you can grow it from seed, and once it gets growing you can grow it from cuttings. You can just take a piece, put it in water, and it's amazing, like within a few days, 3 or 4 days in the hot weather, it's already thrown a root. And I think that's why in some places around the world that it might even be illegal. Maybe it gets into waterways and different things, but hey, wouldn't you mind if you're just walking along a waterway and then found fresh food, like living food just growing along? And I guess if it's destroying habitats and things like that, I totally get that, and so it needs to be in control. But I've never seen it growing wild around here anywhere in parts of Australia like other obnoxious weeds that I've seen come over from overseas. And I use it like in salads when it's small leaves like this, or when the plant gets really big, and I use the sort of like the new leaves coming through, or you just grab it and sort of cut it and trim it through when it's still in its baby leaf stage and put it into stir fries. And the bigger mature leaves can go into stir fries too. They make a certain type of stir fry. It's just the leaf and the garlic just stir fried together, and it's pretty good. In front here I've got some Ceylon spinach growing along here, and that's another type of Asian green. So I'm growing quite a few of them. But this one I've got growing just like in one of those self-watering pots, and they'll get up to about that big, you know, like bigger than what you can see on the screen here. And I've got another one in a larger pot, which you'll see here, sitting actually in the bird bath, because the birds weren't going into the bath. And that'll get then moved up into a larger pot, yet again another big water well system that I've got, and yeah, it'll just punch out food for ages. Now I've got another 1,000 seeds where I'm going to try and grow what I call a giant microgreen, right? So I've seen some videos around, there's not many, and I can't remember exactly where I got them from, but they're growing them in milk crates, and they're putting the milk crates over the top, sort of blocking out the light, and growing these giant microgreens. I don't have any milk crates to do that, but I really wanted to share this plant with you all, because there's certain plants that we can grow in the middle of summer, that's just when it's really hot, and still get a lot of food and not have to worry too much about stress, you know, like not having food. This is an amazing plant. Use it as a lettuce leaf, put it in the salads, put it into your wraps, cook it in different stir fries, and you can just chop it and chop it and chop it, and it'll just keep growing back. It's an amazing plant. And then if you don't get too cold a winter, then if you plant it in the ground, it'll die back and then just come back the next summer. So you've got this plant that just keeps reoccurring, and that's one thing that I really like about it. It's an awesome one for like a little permaculture garden like I've got, because you plant it once and then it's going to come back each season, and you've got more food growing, and it comes back in its favourite spots, performs well where it wants to be eventually, and sort of just situates itself in the garden. You just got to absolutely love that. Now, it's probably one of my top videos on my channel here, how to grow Kang in containers. If you haven't seen that, check that out. I'm going to leave a link for you up here and down below in the description. Really cool plant, and I'll be sharing other plants with you that I find and discover over time, so you can grow fresh, healthy food at home organically using compost worms like I do, and yeah, creating maybe your own little permaculture garden, or if you only got a little space, just grow it in a container like this. Just keeps on giving, this type of plant. Hope you enjoyed that video. and I'll see you at the next one real soon. More stories. This one's got a great story. Alright, how's that? That's an amazing plant, Kang, and it's one that I really miss if I don't have it around. So I've pretty much got it growing nearly every season. And in the subtropics, it dies back, but then the roots in the ground or in the bale or in the pot or wherever it be just shoot up again next year. It throws runners. It's a plant that likes to be near water. It's what they call semi-aquatic, so you need to give it a good drink. But it's amazing. Once it's growing, you just cut it, put it in warm water, like a spot where it gets warm, and 3 or 4 days it's got roots, and you just plant it. So you put about 8 in a jar, and boom, man, you've got more plants. I've never seen anything like it other than some weeds. It is just, it's phenomenal. So if you don't have any Kang, just be careful. Some places like California, in certain places of California, I think it might be illegal, but the rest of the world, no problem. And the Asians who can't keep it a secret any longer, we're starting to learn about this wonderful plant. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box down below. Love to hear from you guys. Have a great day. Happy gardening. And we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.